Family, what is up? Welcome to another episode of Talking with Tonio. Now, yes, if you've read the title, I quit my job to go full-time on YouTube. Now, I know what you're probably thinking. You're probably thinking, Tonio, you're smoking crack, okay? You're probably going to be homeless in the next 2 to 3 months with a help me sign, okay? And I get it. I can't even hold you guys like, I'm pretty nervous myself, okay? Now, granted, I do have a business to where I help people in entrepreneurship and digital marketing and all that fun stuff. And then I do have a clothing brand as well. So, and I do YouTube masterclasses and stuff like that to supplement my income. So it's not like I'm going into this thing naked. I understand how affiliate marketing works and brand deals works and all these things that YouTubers do to make money. But even still, it's very scary, man, when you decide to leave your 9-to-5 job that you know you'll get paid every 2 weeks to do a hunch or to step out on faith is a very, very, very hard thing to do. So in this video, I'm going to tell you essentially why I quit my job, what got me to this point, why I would even quit my job with under 3,000 subscribers on YouTube, and just all the things that I want to share with you guys about quitting your job, how to step out on faith, you know, and no matter if it's YouTube or starting a business or changing careers and all this stuff, just the mindset that I had to go through to even take this step. And hopefully at the end of this video encourages you, maybe not to do the same thing, because I would never, you know, encourage somebody just to quit their job cold turkey on a hunch or feeling. But I feel like 2021, there's a lot of opportunities to turn your life around, because 2020 was not a great year for a lot of people. And honestly, 2021 is starting off very 2020-ish, okay? And so I want to create content on this channel that inspires and motivates, and hopefully me sharing my own experiences helps you guys out. All right, so let's get into the nitty-gritty first. Why did I quit my job for YouTube? So 2020 was a year that I really proved to myself that I could really be consistent on YouTube. I created over 50 videos last year, which ends up being about a video a week. And I was very, very proud of myself. I got monetized last year. I put a lot of things in place systematically because I have a degree in digital marketing, so I understand how affiliate marketing works and influencer marketing really works. And I put a lot of things in place with my YouTube channel to start generating income for me, even with having a small base, okay? And 2020 was really the year for me to where I gained the confidence needed to say, you know what? I can really do this. And around that same time to where my confidence was building, you know, I was working at my job, a telecommunications company, essentially a cell phone company. I'm not going to say what cell phone company it was, but it's one of the best cell phone companies around. You get the picture, okay? And around this time, obviously, it's COVID, and, you know, a lot of their stores were still open. I was a retail manager, so I was managing a lot of the stores, and they were asking us to go to different stores because of COVID and blah, 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 blah. And at this time, you know, I signed up. I'm always the type of person that's going to go for it and be that leader, be that change agent. And I really put my health in risk ahead of myself for the company, okay? And around these times, I thought that doing all these things would give me opportunities to level up, because I felt like if I'm gonna be here, I'm gonna give 110%, and I'm gonna use these opportunities with obviously having higher levels of education. I felt like, you know, giving my 110%, you know, going above and beyond, this would be recognized by my superiors, plus having higher levels of education would give me more opportunities to move up. Granted, October hits, it's my birthday. Pretty much, they gave those opportunities to people that I felt like didn't deserve them, you know, whereas it wasn't even, you know, at work ahead of me. And it really put like a lot of things in perspective for myself, right? And I really felt like the company did not value me. They did not value my health. They didn't value the same things that I valued. So at that point, I had a choice as a man. I said, you know what? Am I gonna live in fear? Because I tell you guys all the time, you know, even with my clothing brand, like, don't live in fear, don't do all these things. But, you know, I was in a place in my corporate career that I felt undervalued, I felt overworked, I just didn't feel like my core values aligned with the core values of the company, and we didn't see eye to eye. And at that point, I knew I could no longer work for this company in confidence, okay? And once you get to that point, you need to leave, to be honest with you. No matter how much money you're making, no matter all these things, like if your core values and the company core's values do not line up, right, and you don't see yourself matriculating or moving up through the company, you're pretty much wasting your time and space. And life is too short to be working for a company that doesn't value you. You guys don't have the same thoughts and minds. And I knew it was time to leave. I think the scariest part is, stepping out on faith, even when you know it's time for you to leave. I get it. We're in a global pandemic. Finding jobs is really, really hard right now. And having an income for your family is super important. Now, granted, I'm in a situation that I was engaged, I'm not engaged anymore, so I don't have a wife or kid that I have to take care of. And I really feel like God removed a lot of things out of my life, so I was in a position to not feel stuck, stuck within my job to where I had to have this job to survive, and people were depending on me. And so with everything that transpired over the last several months, I really got to a place where I just had to leave, man. And that's really why I quit my job, is because I felt like, I could add value elsewhere. And I felt like for me, I know all this information and knowledge. I just have to, really put my time and effort into building my own thing. And that's what I really want to do. Now, I know you're probably wondering at this point, okay, Tonio, I get why you quit your job, but why do you want to go full-time on YouTube? Why don't you just get another job or do something else? Switch up your profession even. And for me, I feel like YouTube has just been one of those lingering things in my life. It's been one of those things to where, like, no matter how much I've tried to shake it, no matter how much I've gone on the platform and quit and created different things and whatever, I just feel like I always go back to YouTube. It's one of those things that just will not leave me alone. And I think it's because I know how much of an opportunity YouTube presents, not only for myself, but for other people. YouTube can really make and create life change. And I just feel like there's so many things that are built into YouTube that can really help benefit a lot of people. YouTube is the only platform to where you can create so many different streams of income from one platform, right? Just from creating content, I'm making money, right? Just from educating people, I'm inspiring, I'm motivating. Like, there's so many cool things that YouTube brings outside of the monetary aspect that I really love. It's so cool to look back on some of my older pieces of content and see the growth even within myself. And then even when I coach people on YouTube and see their growth, like, it's super exciting. There's nothing like reaching your first 1,000 subscribers. There's nothing like reaching, monetization. There's nothing like someone, hitting me up in real life and saying, hey, I watched your video, bro, and it really inspired me to do my own thing. Like that, I don't know what that is, but like, for me, it's super dope. It's super dope that people see my content and they feel inspired and motivated to do the same thing. And, that really fuels me, right? Obviously, we all have to make some level of income. We have to survive. But outside of that, like, it's really cool to teach people, my tips and strategies and see it work for them, see their content flourish, see their bank account flourish. And that really, really excites me. And I think that's why I'm still on YouTube. That's why I continue to create content that I do, because, I like to entertain. I like to make you guys smile. I like to, create content that inspires and motivates and it creates life change. And for me, that's what really, really keeps me on the platform. That's what keeps me creating content and keeps me trying to figure out new strategies to grow not only my brand and business and to help you guys grow your brand and business as well. And I think YouTube has one of the greatest opportunities. It's still in its infancy, and I can just see YouTube just getting bigger and better every single year. YouTube makes the most millionaires out of any other social media platform. So, me being on this platform, I want obviously a slice of the pie, but I want you guys to get a slice of the pie as well. and really grow your influence and income. And so that's why I'm on here. I'm on here to share my level of expertise, and hopefully it helps you out as well. So at this point, I want to leave you with some encouragement, because God knows how hard it was for me to leave my 9-to-5, and how hard I know it is for you watching this video to attempt to leave your 9-to-5 as well. And regardless if you're leaving your 9-to-5 for another 9-to-5, or you're leaving your 9-to-5 to start YouTube, or whatever passion that you have, there's always going to be people in your circle that's going to tell you that you shouldn't quit, that you shouldn't, go after your dreams and your passions. And to be honest with you, they really do mean well, because they're just afraid for you. A lot of people are afraid to step out on faith, but I'm here to tell you there's two things that you're going to have to decide, right? Are you going to operate in fear, or are you going to operate in faith? Both of them are requiring you to believe in something that hasn't happened yet, okay? Because you can quit your job and make millions in 6 months, or you can quit your job and be homeless. Both of those are true. However, right, like, you have to decide, are you going to operate in faith, or are you going to operate in fear? And what I've decided with my life is that I'm going to operate in faith at all times, okay? Because the one thing before I quit my job, I knew, right? I knew if I stayed with my job, there was no real way for me to create generational wealth. There was no way for me to create the life that I wanted to live with my job, right? There was no way with my current job that I could create the level of income that I truly desired, right? I didn't have the freedom. I didn't have the enjoyment. All these things were true with the job that I currently had. And I knew if I stayed at my current job, I wouldn't be able to obtain these things, right? I knew that already. But I also knew if I quit, I had opportunities to get all the things that I wanted out of life, okay? Are they guaranteed? Hell no. But at least I had the opportunity, right, to obtain the things that I truly wanted if I quit. If I stayed, I knew I didn't have those opportunities. So you have to ask yourself, you have to really sit down with yourself and say, hey, does my current job afford me the opportunity to really live the life that I want to live? If the answer is yes, stay with your job, right? The answer is no, you need to leave. So I just hope that this video encourages you and motivates you to do things to get you outside of your comfort zone. And if you want to quit your job, make sure that you have a plan in place, right, to replace your income. Know how much money that you need to live on before you quit. Make sure that you have health insurance and all these things in place, because once you quit your job, you don't have these things. So you want to make sure that you really sit with yourself, really understand what you're willing to risk to have the life of your dreams. But I promise you, if you step out in faith, right, and you really feel called and led to really change up your career path, please don't operate in fear, operate in faith. And I'm telling you that it will work out. Now, it may not work out the way that you think or in your time, but I promise you, if you put in the work, you have a plan, and you start really, really looking at yourself in the mirror and understand your strengths and your weaknesses, I promise you, in the end, it will work out. But that is it for the video. I hope that you guys truly enjoyed it. If you have any questions about leaving your 9-to-5 or things that I had to overcome, or I have questions, feel free to comment them down below. If you like the video, go ahead and thumbs it up. But until next time, be easy.